The Red Raider basketball team is rolling, and history is being made. Coming up, we'll have the latest details on the men's basketball team's run in the NCAA tournament for 2019.
Last week, diversity took over the campus during an annual celebration, and one popular event added some style and color to last week's activities. MCTV's Rebecca Hinestrosa has an inside look at the 2019 edition of the Texas Tech Drag Show next.
And a new form of transportation here at Tech has become hugely popular since its debut last semester, but could this new convenience also be causing issues on campus? MCTV's Emily Efren has an in-depth look at Tech's new two-wheeled obsession.
This is the MCTV Weekday Update.
Welcome to the Monday edition of MCTV's Weekday Update. I'm Oscar Vielma.
And I'm Uvie Bikomo. The first two rounds of the NCAA men's basketball tournament are officially over, and the Red Raiders have already added to the history books.
That's right, UVA. The men's basketball team will be playing in this week's Sweet 16 round of the tournament. This is the first time in history that the Red Raiders have made a back-to-back appearance in the NCAA regional finals. Tech started their run in the tournament with a 72-57 win over Northern Kentucky on Friday. Jared Culver scored 29 points to lead the team, followed by Tariq Owens with a 12-point and 5 blocks, and Matt Mooney with a 9-point and 8 assists. The Red Raiders defense also held Northern Kentucky to a season low of 57 points after the team averaged 78.5 points per game during the rest of the season. Tech continued their winning ways yesterday with another huge win over Buffalo Bulls, 78-58. Tech's defense had another big day, holding Buffalo to a season low of 58 points. Offensively, the Red Raiders had a great game with four players scoring in double digits. Culver continued to lead the team with a 16-point and 10 rebounds, and Noreen Oriase finished the season with 15 rebounds, which also set the new team record in the NCAA tournament. The team's biggest scoring run came during a 6-minute stretch between the two halves when the Red Raiders outscored the Bulls 27-3. With yesterday's win, Tech will head to the Honda Center in Anaheim, California to take the Michigan Wolverines. Tech is number 3 seed in the West Regional, and Michigan is number 2, setting up one of the toughest matchups for the season so far. Tech versus Michigan is set on Thursday for tip-off at 8:39. The game will be broadcast live on CBS.
All last week, groups from around campus took part in the annual Diversity Week celebration. Various events were held from Monday through Friday, giving students, faculty, and staff a chance to showcase the many differences that make the campus a unique community. On Friday, Diversity Week wrapped up with a schedule of events including the Talk Dirty to Me activity. Talk Dirty to Me took place from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. in the Sub Red Raider Lounge, giving attendees a chance to evaluate offensive words, phrases, and statements used in everyday conversation. During the event, participants identified regularly used statements and matched them to an explanation of why that statement could be considered dirty or hurtful. The goal of the event was to help students think about what they say and the power of their words. The Talk Dirty to Me event was hosted by the Department of Psychological Sciences.
Over the years, Diversity Week has included various events that have become annual staples of the yearly celebration. And one of those events is also one of the most colorful and popular activities on the spring calendar. MCTV's Rebecca Hinestrosa has more on Texas Tech Unique's fashion show.
Hi, I'm Rebecca Hinestrosa with MCTV, and I'm here today at the 10th Annual Texas Tech Drag Show.
The 10th Annual Texas Tech Drag Show took place last Tuesday in the Sub Ballroom. Drag performers from Lubbock and around the country came together to entertain Texas Tech students. Chris Allen with Texas Tech's Residence Hall Association says the event is put on to bring the students together for a night of fun.
This event is basically for, we try to reach out to the local community as well as like the LGBTQ community, and we just kind of want to create an environment of inclusion and diversity.
This event, sponsored by RHA, is part of Texas Tech Diversity Week, which happens every spring on campus. The drag show brought in performers that included more than just men.
So what got me started into drag was actually back in 2016, I lived in Florida for a few months. The Florida drag scene is really, really big, especially for biological women. There are a lot of really great bio queens or femme queens or hyper queens. They have a lot of different names, but as long as you know there's a there's a girl underneath all this. That's really all that matters.
Along with local performers, bigger names in drag were also present, such as RuPaul's Drag Race contestant Ariel Versace. Robin Versailles, a performer at Club Luxor, says that she loves the high energy of the crowd and the audience's reaction to her outfits and choreography.
My favorite part of drag personally is that you can have fun with it. It doesn't have to be all glamour and gorgeous, and yes, that's a part of it. But you know, this is also just as much a part of it. It's having fun with yourself, just going out trying to entertain people and just trying to make sure everyone has a great time.
Allen says the event is important because it promotes diversity on both the Texas Tech campus as well as the Lubbock community.
I would say that the drag show really helps promote understanding that people are different and understanding that everybody's not the same as you. So I think we give an opportunity to students as well as like community members to interact with each other, just kind of come out, have fun, have a good time.
For MCTV, I'm Rebecca Nostroza.
Over the last couple of weeks, news outlets across the country have been reporting about a university admission scandal that included multiple celebrities and high-profile families across the nation. Lawsuits filed over the last week include accusations of cheating and bribery used to get unqualified students admitted to various universities. With all of the media attention surrounding the case, Texas Tech has also been asked many questions regarding the process of handling admissions. And last Friday, President Lawrence Scrivener gave an official response on behalf of the university. In a press release, Scrivener said, quote, "While we are confident in our admissions practices, this has provided an opportunity to review those practices to ensure the integrity of the admissions process at Texas Tech University is sound." The press release also goes on to explain Tech's holistic review process, which allows students to be admitted that may not fully meet the university's academic or standardized test requirements. However, Scrivener states that the holistic process does not include any influence from parents or other third parties. At this time, Tech has not been directly connected to any of the participants in the current university admission scandal.
You've seen them all over campus, at apartment communities, and even on the streets and sidewalks around Lubbock. But has this new addition of Lime scooters been a blessing or a curse for Texas Tech and the surrounding community? MCTV's Emily Efren has more on this new transportation craze.
Here at Texas Tech University, Lime scooters can be found all over campus. Now, is this a blessing or is it a nuisance?
Over the last few semesters, Lime scooters have been introduced to the Texas Tech campus. Advertising major Sarah Cardona says the Lime scooters have been a helpful option for her morning commute across campus.
I think the Limes are freaking awesome because, I live in West Village, so sometimes I wake up last minute and I have to go to Human Sciences. So the Limes actually save my life, and I'm like zooming past the campus, and it just helps a lot.
Stacy Stockard with Transportation and Parking Services says Lime scooters are a new addition to the Texas Tech campus since this past fall. Stockard says the scooters have been a helpful way for students to get around campus faster.
Well, we've now seen a semester and almost a half of Lime scooters here on campus. Our hope for them here is that they provide another way to get around campus and around Lubbock for our students who are on campus and those in the community.
I think they're really helpful. I think a lot of people like to use them. I've honestly never used one. I don't know why. I just never did.
Even though scooters have made a positive addition to campus, they have presented some issues for riders unfamiliar with the rules of the road. Student Alexis Johnston believes the scooters could be potentially dangerous if used incorrectly.
Kind of am afraid to get hit by one. I know people who have, and then I know people who have definitely had to go to the hospital for falling off of them and breaking their ankles or something, but I think that's just people being irresponsible with them.
Stockard says the scooters are looked at the same way if students were using a bike, and the same traffic laws still apply.
I'm just just put them where they're supposed to be, or just put them where they aren't going to bother people. So I just think people need to grow up and just put them where they need to be and not be kids and throw them.
We have a close working relationship with Lime, and part of that is making sure that these scooters are parked in the right place every day. And so they'll go through every night and pick up scooters, do the charging, and then also make sure and place them back in the right areas.
Stockard advises students to follow basic traffic laws when using the limes around campus to ensure student safety on and off the scooters.
On campus, if there is a bike lane present, you'll need to use that. And if there's not one present, you'll need to use the sidewalk, as long as it's not in a pedestrian-only zone or the street. So you can choose between those two.
Stockard suggests doing a pre-ride check before using the scooters by checking the brakes and making sure everything is in good condition. For more information on Lime scooters, visit li.me. For MCTV, I'm Emily Efren.
Spring has officially made its way to the South Plains this weekend, with thunderstorms on Friday and beautiful weather over the weekend.
That's right, UVA. So it's spring finally here to stay. MCTV's Madison Hartin joins us with a look at the forecast. Madison?
Thanks, guys. Well, good news, it does look like the spring conditions are here to stay, at least for this week, but we never know. The weather could turn for the worst on us, so cross your fingers to pray that the warm weather does stick around. Right now, looking at our MCTV tower cam, we can see that there's a couple little clouds dotting the sky right now, but for the most part, it is clear and it is big and blue and beautiful outside. For today, our highs climbed all the way up to a warm 70 degrees with sunny conditions and an east by southeasterly wind at 10 to 15 miles per hour, and that wind will continue into tonight as the temperature drops back down to around 42 degrees with clear and cool conditions. And speaking of the warm weather, the South Plains as a whole right now is experiencing a bit of a warm snap, which is really nice. Our highest temperatures here are in the lower 70s and upper 60s, and we're not experiencing that much of a difference between our evening temperatures and our morning temperatures right now, which is interesting for this time of year. We can see that our coldest temperatures are dropping down, none into the freezing. All of our lowest temperatures are in the upper 40s to lower 50s. So again, not that much difference between our highs and lows for the days, which is very nice. We're not having a huge temperature index. Looking into tomorrow, we can see that for Texas Tech campus, our high is going to be 69 degrees with a low of 50 and a southeasterly wind at 10 to 20 miles per hour. And for Wednesday, we will be experiencing a little bit of cloud cover and some small chances of rain, but really nothing major, maybe just a little light drizzle here and there, with a high of 74 and a low of 53 and a south wind of 15 to 25 miles per hour. And for Thursday, clouds continuing into that day with a high of 82 and a low of 53 degrees and a south by southwesterly wind at 10 to 20 miles per hour. Now, we are experiencing very, very nice spring weather for this week, which is interesting because we're only less than a week out from the spring equinox, but the weather could take a turn for the worse any day here, so make sure you keep yourself prepared for another cold snap and for any extreme weather like tornadoes or heavy thunderstorms. Back to you.
Thanks, Madison. Throughout the year, students have a chance to meet employers and look for job options during several on-campus career fairs. But coming up this week, those looking for employment have a new way to start off their future careers. The Big 12 Virtual Career Fair will be taking place from 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. this Wednesday. The online-only event is open to students and alumni from any Big 12 school, including Texas Tech. The Virtual Career Fair will feature representatives from companies around the country, including Geico, HEB, the U.S. Secret Service, and many more. Participants in the Virtual Career Fair will need to register before the event as well as upload a resume to the website. From there, interviews will be conducted via chat as well as possibly through video conferencing. For more information on Wednesday's career fair, visit careereco.com and click on upcoming events up under the virtual events tab.
As we mentioned earlier, the Texas Tech basketball team made headlines this weekend after making their way to the Sweet 16 round of the NCAA tournament. But the Red Raiders weren't the only ones having a busy schedule over the last few days. On Thursday, the baseball team kicked off a 3-game series against Michigan at the Don Law Field at Rip Griffin Park. The number 13 ranked Red Raiders took on the number 22 ranked Wolverines and finished out with a sweep. The Tech routed Michigan 11-2 in Game 1, followed by 10-3 on Friday and an 8-5 victory on Saturday. Pitchers Caleb Killian and Micah Dallas took care of business in the first 2 games, holding Michigan to 5 runs on 14 hits. Then yesterday, Tech hosted the first of 2-game series against Stetson at 2 p.m. Unfortunately, Tech lost the game in an extra inning, 5-7. Tech headed to the 9th inning down by 2, but they were able to even up the score with a 2-round double by Doug Facendo. But in the 10th, Stetson scored 2 unanswered runs, ending the game in a loss for the Red Raiders. Up next, the Red Raiders continue Big 12 play with an away series against Kansas State. First pitch for the game 1 is scheduled at 6 p.m. Friday, followed by a 4 p.m. start on Saturday and a final start at 1 p.m. on Sunday. The game will not be televised, but you can keep up with the game by visiting texastech.com.
The Texas Tech softball team also hosted a huge weekend series as they welcomed the number 2 Oklahoma to town. But the top-ranked Sooners proved to be too much for the Red Raiders. Tech lost 1-5 on Friday, 3-8 on Saturday, and 1-13 on Sunday. The team, which came into the weekend series ranked number 12 in the nation, had no answer for the Sooners' top pitchers. The Red Raiders only accounted for 11 hits over the entire series. Tech's own pitching staff had a rough weekend, giving up to 31 hits to Oklahoma. This weekend's losses also leave the Red Raiders with an 0-3 start in conference play. Tech hopes to get back on track this weekend as they head to Iowa State for their second conference series. First pitch for Friday is set for 4 p.m., followed by 1 p.m. start on Saturday and Sunday.
If you've been around Lubbock for a while, you know that it can sometimes be difficult to find things to do, especially during the week.
And if you've already exhausted all the normal options, you now have one more way to have some more fun without having to leave town. MCTV's Jay McCauley has an introductory look at Lubbock's newest entertainment venue.
Lubbock officially has a new theme park. Adventure Park opened its doors this weekend in a reservation-style setting for guests with reserved times. Kai Evans, Adventure Park's Director of Operations, said it was time Lubbock locals had something new to do.
There was a huge need in Lubbock for activities to kind of get out and do with family and friends, college students having kind of a fun, safe alternative to just going to the bar.
Emily Roundtree attended the reservation-only day and had nothing but nice things to say about the park.
So far it's excellent, very clean, very well thought out, and some brand new things that I don't think Lubbock has a lot of these items here, so it's pretty awesome.
Adventure Park offers both indoor and outdoor activities. The park is open, however, its mini golf course and zip line are still under construction.
With 8 attractions at Adventure Park, including what I'm doing, bumper cars and go-karts, you can't say there isn't anything fun to do in Lubbock.
Evans encourages everyone to come out to Adventure Park to take a break from the use of modern technology.
I think that we're all so used to being on our phone or watching a movie together, but we've kind of forgotten the art of actually doing something together. So Adventure Park is a great place to do something together and not just be with each other.
Adventure Park opens its doors to the public on Monday, March 25th. For more information on Adventure Park, you can visit their website at adventurepark.com. For MCTV, I'm Jay McCauley.
So Oscar, are you planning to visit the new Adventure Park?
Definitely, like we said, there's not much to do, so I'm definitely ready to maybe do some zip lining, some go-karting. I mean, just ready to have some fun. What about you?
I'm definitely willing to go check it out. I might go with some friends, make a whole day out of it. So
we should go together.
I am down for that.
All right,
Well, that's all for today's edition of the MCTV Weekday Update.
Thank you so much for joining us, and be sure to check out ttuhub.net every day for more news. We'll see you on Thursday.